The Underworld team. I kinda like the Underworld team, but mainly because I used to play the second edition of Blood Bowl back when mixed teams were all over the place. Basically back then you could have teams using 3, 4, 5 different races, but you had some problems with animosity. So basically if a player of one race tried to throw or just hand the ball to a player of another race, you would have to roll a die to see if the player would trust the other one enough to give him the ball. So it made your team more flexible, but at the same time it gave you that little weakness that could really hurt you at the wrong time. So the Underworld team is basically what a lot of second edition teams would have looked like, except here it's only 2 races, Skaven and Gobos. Well, I don't really count trolls since they're big guys. So let's grab an apothecary. Rerolls, we're probably gonna need a few, and let's purchase players. So let's take a look at the Warpstone Troll. They look different. They look cool. They really look. I love them. But if I remember correctly, they have the same stats as regular trolls. Loner, always hungry. So if you try to throw a teammate, you never know what might happen. Mighty Blow, really stupid. Regeneration, throw teammate. Basically a regular troll, but with a much cooler skin. So access to mutation and strength right off the bat, and general agility and passing on doubles. So the fact that you have access to mutations help. It helps a lot. So let's grab one. So you have 3 types of Skaven players available: Skaven Blitzers, Skaven Throwers, and Skaven Linemen. But as you can see, you can only have 2 of each. So most of your team will be composed of Underworld Goblins. And Underworld Goblins are basically the same thing as regular Goblins, but they have different skin. And it looks pretty good, I have to admit. So, of course, we will need at least 1 thrower, because your offense will be based on your Skaven players. So you will want to get those Skaven players, and you will need Gobos to complete the rest. So it's not a bad idea to get the second thrower, if only because he's a Skaven, and if you throw the ball between Skavens, you're not affected by animosity. So yes, that's a big difference. The Goblins don't have animosity. Goblins just want to play Blood Bowl, so they don't care who they play with. However, Skavens, they hate everyone, so of course they will have animosity. As I explained, it's kind of like the skill of those vampires. You roll a die, and if you roll a 1, it means you can't do your normal action. So, for example, ending the ball or throwing the ball. But I'm not sure if it... nah, that's it. It doesn't cause a turnover, and that is much better than the vampires. Anyway, so let's grab that second Skaven. So we have 12 players. Still have a little bit of money left. And we do have a decent team to start with. So the Underworld team is much easier to build than the Chaos Dwarf one, I would say. Well, not really. The Chaos Dwarf team offers more possibilities. So the Underworld team, slightly better than the Goblin team, not by much. But still, I like them. But don't make me play those. Please, don't. Alright, I'll see you next time.